Hello and welcome to the Deathscography podcast. I am Jeremy.
And I am Jeff.
And on today's episode, we are going to be discussing... Wow, just stumbled all over that sentence. We're going to be discussing the seventh Deathwish release, which is DW006. That's going to get confusing. Yep. It's the band Reach the Sky with their EP, Open Roads and Broken Dreams. If you've never listened to the show before, essentially we're going to just talk about the record, talk about what we've listened to it basically for the first time for me.
Yeah, same.
Have you ever heard of this band before, Jeff?
Never, ever.
Yeah, so I hadn't either. The name sounded very, very vaguely familiar, but I had never really heard of them.
I think there's a lot of The Sky bands. Alert the Sky.
Yeah, so that's probably why it sounded familiar, because honestly, I never really, I don't think I've ever really heard of them. But to be honest, I think this is the first, they're the biggest band that I've never heard of that we've done so far.
Yeah?
It turns out they've done quite a lot of just everything.
So yeah, this record's called Open Roads and Broken Dreams. It's an EP. It's how many songs are we looking at?
Well, okay, so the original release.
Yeah, because this is a re-release.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So let's back up a little bit. This is actually a reissue. That Deathwish did. The original release came out a couple years before, I want to say in 1998, the record label East Coast Empire Records, which is a fucking mouthful, but that's a very hardcore label.
East Coast
name.
Empire Records,
East Coast, exactly. This was originally released through them in 98 as a 7-inch with only 4 songs, but the release actually had 6 songs. I think that was on the CD had 6 songs, but the 7-inch only had 4 songs.
Yeah, there are extra tracks on the re-release.
Well, no, that is not. That's the original release.
Oh.
The re-release adds 2 more songs.
Oh,
so you have the 7-inch with 4 songs, the original CD with 6 songs, and the re-release CD with 8 songs.
Okay, so it wouldn't all fit on the 7-inch.
Exactly. I think it was a space issue.
Gotcha.
I mean, mostly. But yeah, so this was, like I said, reissued by Deathwish in 2002. In my research, it seemed that East Coast Empire Records kind of just significantly just dropped off after about 2000. I mean, they put out another record or 2, but they were very active before that. They released records from Integrity and E-Town Concrete and Darkest Hour and stuff. But
yeah, so and this band was also already active as well. They had already released a full length before this on Victory Records in 1999. Their debut full length was called So Far From Home.
This actually came out in 1998.
No, I'm talking about the reissue.
Oh yes,
I'm saying
of course.
They put a LP out before this reissue.
So, yeah. They did a couple records through Victory, which was honestly, reading that, you and I know Victory today maybe more as the label of a day to remember more than classic hardcore bands, but they used to put out hardcore shit all the time. They did I think Earth Crisis and Snapcase and shit. So this band being on that label is definitely not a weird thing, at least for the era.
Right.
But yeah, so they put out records on Victory, and then this record, like I said, reissued on Deathwish,
but also
the original label.
Also remastered.
Oh yeah, completely remastered. Which I think the production sounds really good, and I haven't heard the original, but I do know, as with the last record we discussed, it was produced or it was recorded at Salad Day Studio. With Brian McTernan.
Okay.
Same guy recorded the last record we talked about, that Damage LP.
Yeah, Final.
No, wait, sorry, not Damage. Jesus Eater. It was Jesus Eater.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
We fucked it up.
We're a few episodes. I'm all confused. But yeah, so they recorded at Salad Day Studio with Brian McTernan, who, if you haven't heard that episode, did Bane and Cave In and Circus Survive and Converge and just kind of everyone. His production style is very, very good.
Which makes sense because aren't there members of Bane in this?
Yeah. Okay.
So this band.
This is what I wanted to talk about. So this is a really you know how sometimes you've never heard of the band, but their members a bunch of members just go on to do really crazy stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of their guitarists went on to be in Rise Against.
Interesting.
He actually, yeah. So he wasn't the original guitarist. I think it was some different guy. But he was on like their third and fourth LPs, which are the ones that got them like really blown up.
Right.
It was like
after this.
Yeah. So like they really blew up with these two records, and then he got kicked out and replaced or whatever.
Right.
But I had to reach out to my good friend Rob, whose one of his favorite bands is Rise Against, and this is a direct quote. He said, Chris Chasey, I don't know how you say his last name, is my favorite lead guitarist of like the 6 that Rise Against has had.
Huh.
Which is high praise coming from my I don't know, it's just like I thought it was really cool.
It's pretty high praise coming from Rob Paradise. Exactly. If you guys don't know him, look him up, check him out.
Look up Mr.
Rob Paradise. He's on several punk rock storefronts in the greater Gainesville area. He's famous for coining the term punk rock pizza party.
Yep.
He has his own line of sunglasses. That guy's all over the place.
It's all over the place. Anyways, yeah, so that dude went on to be in Rise Against.
Not Rob Paradise.
No, not Rob Paradise. Chris Chasey.
His favorite Rise Against guitarist.
Yes. And then another member who has, this is the second best nickname in the band, Mike the Cap'n Mahoney.
The C-A-P apostrophe N?
Yeah, Cap'n.
Right.
He went on to be in Blood for Blood, which is another pretty big hardcore band. And then Brendan McGuire, also known as Stu.
Old Stu.
Old Stu. And then honestly, the where I found it mostly, he was Stu.
Oh.
People be like, oh, that's Stu. I don't know. But Brendan went on to be in Bane.
Nice.
So yeah, like we were saying, speaking of Bane, members of this band went on to be in Bane.
Right.
And actually, I gotta go off on a little side note here.
Okay.
When I was looking up Brendan, found out he's in Bane, and I was just like, holy shit. So I started looking up some Bane stuff, and this is extremely pertinent to this podcast. Bane was originally a Converge side project.
What?
Bane started its life out when Aaron Dalbeck, who was one of the original guitarists of Converge very early on, before Jane Doe.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so him and Kurt Ballou were the two guitarists.
Is he on the Hellchild split?
He's on the no, he's not on Hellchild. Okay, so he's not on the Hellchild split because that was the first songs written without him.
Okay.
But Converge is obviously something that we're going to continue to talk about on this.
Right, of course.
But yeah, so he just started a side project. He was like, I want to be in something a little different, little punkier maybe.
Right.
And so he started this band Bane. And he eventually was asked to leave. I'm not sure why. That's not really out there.
Right.
And he decided to just purely focus on Bane and make it his like full-time thing. And that's when Bane kind of really blew up.
Right.
And then also the original, one of the early drummers of Converge before their current drummer joined, he also joined Bane.
Oh, cool.
So like 2 original members of Converge were founding members of Bane.
Interesting.
But then that dude eventually left Bane to focus on Converge. Then eventually was replaced later on. I don't know. It's just so he was in Converge and Bane and da. And even for early shows, Kurt Ballou himself was playing guitar in Bane.
Huh.
I had no idea about any of this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's really weird how intertwined Converge and Bane are. I mean, again, I know they're from the same area, but like, they sound nothing alike.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I thought it was really cool, and I just wanted to go off on a little.
That is cool.
Go off on a little side note.
Well, we just hit the 10-minute mark on this episode. Maybe we should talk about this record.
All right. It's a fun record. It's that sort of, melodic, emotional, hardcore. And speaking of Bane, I mean, it reminded me a lot of Bane. It's I would have loved this band in like 2012. I was super into this sort of stuff back then. Not that I'm not now, but I was really, really into that style of hardcore back then. I don't know. I enjoyed the record a lot. Like I said, it reminded me pretty heavily of Bane. It also reminded me of there's my favorite song on the record is called As the Sun Fell on Summer.
Yeah.
Which is not one of the original 4 on the 7-inch, but it is on the original 6. I really like the leads in that song. And it reminded me of this band called Your Demise. And then I ended up looking up Your Demise, and that they sound nothing like them. But I don't know. It just like really, it like really reminded me of them. And then, you know, that weird nostalgia thing sometimes where you're like, oh yeah, this sounds like this. And you're like, actually, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, I really enjoyed. I did enjoy the record a lot.
Yeah, I feel like it's good. I mean, it's fine for me. I wasn't like super into it, but I mean, I think that it's good. I think I can appreciate it for what it is. It didn't like hit it for me. I will say that the last couple songs on there, the ones that I'm assuming are the add-ons, I feel like they just tacked them on to the end. I didn't
the last two.
I didn't look at like the track listings of the original and the re-release or whatever.
Right.
But like they felt way less produced to me.
Oh, yes.
Like they were, I don't know, like maybe like they weren't scratch tracks, but like they definitely, I don't know. It felt like they just like needed to fill the length up.
I feel like, because I definitely agree with you on the first listen. I didn't look up anything about the band because I always like to just listen to the songs without any sort of like pre-knowledge.
Right. You do so much more than me, Jeremy. You have like you have like a process and like thoughts and plans on how you're gonna do it. I'm just like driving to Publix, listening to the record and being like, all right, that was rocking.
Well, that's
rocking
a
time.
record.
Yeah,
It's some rock and roll right here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the last 2 songs, the bonus songs, I don't think they were a part of the same session. I think that they were at least April Showers. I know was recorded before this record was recorded. I think it was more of a demo type song, on an earlier like kick that they wrote that didn't make it onto the record. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So they just included that, and then I knew that the last song sounded familiar, and I couldn't place it. It's a cover song.
Oh yeah, it's the ritual. What is it?
Rites of Spring.
Rites of Spring. Yeah.
It's that fucking killer ass emo band from DC.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they do a cover there, and like you were saying, like the production on those last 2 songs is just not quite as it's just not there.
I'd be interested to see the actual CD cover of this, the back cover, to see if it says bonus tracks.
Yeah, right. Or if they kind of just were like, here, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, as a reissue, I think it's cool to add stuff like that.
Yeah, it makes like it is a way to get people who are collectors or followers of the band to maybe like, if you weren't sold on the fact that it's remastered, I know you already own a copy of the original, but maybe these extra tracks will get you on board.
Exactly. Like, or if you were like, well, I
because
really
a
wanted
reissue is a hard sell, right?
Yeah. It depends, because sometimes they do reissues because it's just hard to find the original.
But,
you know what I mean?
I feel like yeah, you're right.
But I do feel like this was more of a we want to put the band in front of a different audience, and maybe also sell the record to older fans with the extra songs and the mastering and
we really like this record, and we think that it could be presented better.
Exactly, because they changed the album art.
Right.
They didn't re-release it on vinyl, but they did do it on CD, which seems to be a little bit of a trend in these early days of Deathwish, because that Jesus Eater record, same thing. There was no vinyl, just CD.
Yeah, it's cheap.
I mean, vinyl's fucking expensive.
It is.
Like, I get it.
Probably even more so then.
Oh yeah, and at least nowadays, you know, they do still do CDs, but like vinyl's the main focus almost, it seems. Vinyl and digital anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the band, this was one of their early records. I actually found a couple like reviews or whatever of the record. A line I found was, quote, a classic Boston hardcore release. And that was to push the fact that it was a reissue. It's like, hey,
right,
you know this fucking record. It's a classic fucking record. Get it? Well, here's the new songs. And that, this is considered to kind of be their hardest hitting release, quote unquote. Because some of their later stuff went a little bit less.
Yeah, more alternative.
Yeah, less heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the band ended up breaking up not too long after this reissue came out, actually. Because the reissue came out in 2002. The band broke up in 2003.
Right? Yeah, they split up a year after this.
Yeah, they were like formed in like 97-ish. So they were a band for about 6 years. And I found a couple interviews with them. And basically, this is something we've seen time and time again. They just kind of wanted to go back to the normal world and get jobs.
Right.
They didn't hate each other. There was no beef, no altercations. Just, hey, we've done a bunch of touring and released a bunch of music.
Yeah, we're over it.
So we're just gonna go do some stuff.
Yep.
They ended up reforming, at least in the sense of like to play, fest. I don't think they put any more music out. They ended up reforming in like 2009 with a slightly different lineup that was basically made up of a lot of members of Bane.
Right. Which, sounds perfect.
Again, it makes sense. That one dude went on to be in Bane. But yeah, so they just were like, hey, we want to play these songs again, but we don't, maybe these guys can do it.
Right.
And they did, I think
maybe some of the dudes were like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah. And they reunited for This Is Hardcore Fest in 2009, which was, I remember that announcement and not knowing who they were.
Right.
I saw the name and being like, and then just like didn't really pay attention to it.
Right.
But yeah, their final show in 2003 was with Bane, of course. Bane and this band just intertwined throughout. At the time, it was they also played with American Nightmare, who at the time was referred to as American Nothing. Yeah, AN or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Most Precious Blood and a couple other bands played.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little last show. But we were just talking about the artwork.
Yeah.
So the original artwork, I actually really like the original artwork. I don't know if you saw it.
Not the reissue.
No, not the reissue. The original.
This is the one that I've seen. Can you see it?
I can't. No, I can't see it. You were away from the.
Can you see me?
Yes, that is the reissue artwork.
Okay, yeah, that's the only artwork that I've seen.
Yeah, so that is the one that was designed, I think, by Jacob Bannon, which makes sense. Being that he does a lot of the artwork for the Deathwish releases, but the original artwork. You see it?
I saw that next to it actually. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here on my phone. It's right next to that. I thought that was the back of the
No, yeah, that's actually the original artwork. So
looks like the original artwork one looks like a cool tone. I'm going off the cuff here. A cool tone version of Take Off Your Pants and Jacket by Blink-182.
A little bit, yeah.
Or like a starting line record.
It's like, yeah, it's more subdued. It's more, it's like softer. It's very blue. It has like a pretty simple soft font, and it's got like some gas bombs on.
The redo is pretty blue too.
Well, yeah, but it's like I don't know. It just feels like more like harsher, like a harsher blue.
Yeah, I have opinions about the remake, the reissue, the Deathwish one that we're fucking talking about. I'm tired of saying reissue, remake, remaster, blah. The one that we're talking about that Deathwish put out, I have some opinions about that artwork. It looks like the world literature book that you were given in your freshman year of high school. Like it looks like what would be on the cover of one of those giant brick books that you would carry around in your book bag.
Yeah, it's like a photo collage.
Yes.
It's got a
guy in a tri-corner hat.
Yeah, it's got the skyline or whatever.
Yeah.
To me, when I first saw it, I thought immediately, I was like, oh, this band is from Boston.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, it feels like but yeah, it's like it would be like. Yeah, it's the American history book that focuses on like the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, revolutionary, like the settling of America by European contact.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think both artworks are kind of cool. Are cool. It's
they're fine.
They're very different feeling though.
Yeah.
I definitely feel I feel like the old artwork maybe didn't match up with their aesthetic as much. Maybe that's why they wanted to change it.
Well, honestly, I think that whoever designed the second one, you said is Jacob Bannon.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that he took direct influence from the first one to create the second one, because the first one, the top of it is this light blue, and then there's like this like very dark, dingy, like old building underneath it.
It's actually gas pumps,
right?
If you look really close.
Okay.
But I could see what you mean. I thought it was buildings at first too.
But like, even if it's not, just even the shapes and placement of those shapes in the new one, it's like lighter in the top, and then it goes into this darker thing with more like square and rectangular.
Definitely, I could see that now.
I feel like maybe he like took influence and did something. So he's like paying homage while also creating a whole different kind of art.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I do like.
I like both of them.
Yeah, thinking about it now, it's like a reissue's artwork should be an homage.
I'm telling you, man, like we got to do something with the artwork of Deathwish, like early, like we got to do something with it, because like the more I like look at these album art pieces, I just like think about the artists who were making them and like what they were thinking when they were making the art. I don't know. It's fucking cool, man. I want to interview some album artists.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did look up, the original artwork was done by a guy named John LaCroix, which I think is hilarious.
Spelled like the drink.
Yes.
Oh, well, he quit doing artwork because he went on to become a multi-billionaire.
He made some soda
canned hairspray.
It vaguely tastes of lime.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did some artwork for like 18 Visions and stuff too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. We should definitely do. Ooh, what if we did a coffee table book?
Yeah,
yeah. Of all the Deathwish releases, that would be fucking cool.
I'm into it. I'm ready to get sued.
Yeah, you heard it here first. You heard it here first.
They gave us artistic license to do whatever we wanted with their brand. Without asking them.
They specifically did say that we didn't have to ask.
Yeah, they trust us.
But yeah, so I like this record. So you might hear me say that a lot. Like, I like this record, and what I mean by that is like I might not listen to it again, honestly, but in the sense of like there was nothing about it that I hated. There was nothing that I was like, oh,
you didn't dislike it.
Yes, I didn't dislike it, and I think it's fun, and I think it was a good time to. I was probably playing Animal Crossing or something while I was listening to it. You were driving to Publix. It's a good record. It's definitely, like I said, very time and place for me. I would have really enjoyed it while I was in college. Not so much nowadays. But overall, not a bad record.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on.
What's next? Is it time?
Jeff, I saw you. I saw you tweet or post on Facebook or something.
I think I tweeted at you.
You need me. You lead this.
All right, so it's time. Enough about that shit.
Yeah, enough about the Deathwish discography.
Yeah, fuck them. This is what we're really here for. Jeremy, are you ready to be a contestant on What's in the Box?
Yeah, that's a box of Jeff shaking.
Yeah.
Do I get any? I mean, yeah, I'm ready to be a contestant. I'm ready to be a contestant.
Good, because you don't have a choice. So here's the deal. I will answer yes or no questions, and that is all.
Do I get any hints?
No.
Oh, damn it!
You got to ask questions.
I know this is not good podcast material.
It's great podcast material. Come on.
I don't know what the fuck to ask.
Okay. I'll tell. This is what I will start. It is a gift for you.
Oh my gosh!
Now ask questions.
Is it Deathwish related?
Yes.
Is it a CD?
Yes.
Ooh. Shit. Oh fuck. I don't know. Is it a CD of a record we've talked about?
Yes.
Ooh, getting so close, is it Jesus Eater's record?
I fucking hate you. This was supposed to be way cooler.
Yes. Yes, I can't believe I got it so quick.
I know.
That's awesome.
That sucks.
Where did you get that?
I bought it on the internet.
Oh, Jeff, that's so nice of you.
And
I couldn't find a copy when I was looking.
This is what I fucking think of it. Just throw that out the window.
Straight up, guys, to be honest, I really did not know going in what it was going to be. I was just trying to use context clues.
Well, that was fucking lame.
No, it was perfect. Jeff, you're a sweetheart.
Lame.
Thank you so much.
Shut up.
When I next time I see you in 6.5 months.
This art, though, I will. Did you ever see the CD art?
No.
I'm pretty sure there's titties on it. Can you see it?
What? Oh, that's yeah, I can see that. That's a little weird.
Some long nippled breasts.
That's a little strange.
Yeah, but the booklet, the insert booklet is like a little mini poster.
Oh, that's very cool. Because I did not.
So the art that's on the front continues down, and there's a banner with words that say "Remember the truth."
That's very cool.
Yeah. So the whole thing makes a little more sense when you have the whole piece of art.
And that's honestly one of the things I like about physical media that you don't get with digital stuff.
Yeah.
Is, I would have never known that just looking at the Spotify.
And then the inside is just this like blurry ass motion picture.
Oh, I love it.
But there's no credits on this booklet at all. Like
it's just like you fucking guess.
It's just art. And then on the back there's some some credits and shit. But like there's no. And then like underneath the disc is just hot pink. Like
that's just really weird.
No art.
That's really weird. That's cool. Yeah. I'm glad that you got that so we could see a little bit more in depth into it.
I'm gonna send it to you in the mail.
Thanks, Jeff.
You're welcome.
All right, well let's move on. Jeff, have you been listening to anything new?
I have not been listening to anything new. I've been listening to Gorilla Biscuit records a lot.
Oh man, so we did make it 30 minutes into the episode, but here it is. They're playing Fest. We talked about it before.
Yeah, Gorilla Biscuits just got announced for Fest, and
yes, they did, and I'm so excited. I actually
lose my shit.
I've also been listening to them. I specifically their EP. I really like the LP Start Today, but the EP is what I fucking love it so much.
Self-title thing.
Yeah, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
I've also been listening to so Deathwish affiliated artist Ceremony. Two members of them just formed a new band with some members of Sabretooth Zombie.
Oh.
It's a band called Spice. And they just put out their first single. They put out it's going to be a brand new LP that they announced, but they put out the first single off that LP. It's called First Feeling. I've been listening to that a ton. It's very post-punk, kind of indie rock kind of stuff. It's very different than even like the weird shit that Ceremony's been doing lately. It's not anything like that.
Right.
It's very I don't know. I really like it. It's catchy. But it's like the vocalist and the drummer of Ceremony playing in the band. You should check it out. It's very good. It's on Bandcamp, Spotify, and stuff. And then also I went down a little rabbit hole with our good friend Jesse Brady. He decided he wanted to listen to the entire discography from Throwdown.
Oh no.
Because I don't know how we got on the conversation of them. We used to listen to them a ton in high school, and he ended up sending me a nice little ranking of what he thought the best Throwdown records were, and that just got me into I re-listened to their record Haymaker, it was the top of his list, but I think it still relatively holds up. It's a little cheesy with the very straight edgeness of it.
Oh yeah.
But overall, I think that the music and stuff still holds up. It's fun. It's heavy. I don't know. It's also very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I listened to that record a ton when I was younger.
Yeah. I mean, those things are always fun to jump back in and listen to, and then, put it back on the shelf.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I can't believe you got this fucking Jesus Eater CD so quick. I fucking hate you. I fucking got this shit. I fucking bought this shit as soon as you said you didn't want a CD of it. And I've been like, I want to do the box game. He's never going to fucking guess. And you fucking guessed. I should have put it in a big ass box.
If you hadn't have shaken it around, I would not have gotten it. I was like trying to guess what would have been like plastic sounding. Yeah. Like that was the giveaway.
Hoisted by my own petard.
Jeff. I'm sorry. All right. Well, next episode we are going to be talking about familiar face, Hellchild.
I spent $30 on this CD.
I don't believe you. I spent
$3 on this CD.
Okay, I was gonna say remove one of those zeros, maybe. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about the album Bare Skin, which is a full LP. It is our first full LP that we will have discussed by Hellchild. It's what, at least that's what I saw.
Is it? Wasn't Damage? No, that was a 7-inch.
That was an EP. EP. So this is a full LP. Great. We talked about them on the
sick
on the first episode with their split from their split with Converge. Hey, don't give anything away. All right. Well, you can find us, the podcast,
like Bare Skin, like I'm like a rug.
No, like
naked,
like
titties,
no.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the CD art for this fucking Jesus Eater CD.
It's just stuck
weird.
In your head.
It's weird, man.
It's weirding me out.
It's freaking me out. They're
man.
Just staring at me.
All right. Fuck. Well, okay. Yeah. Okay. You can find us, the podcast, on various social medias like Instagram. You can find us there at Deathscography Pod. You can find us on Twitter at Deathscography. You can find us on Facebook at Deathscography Pod. You can email us at deathscographypod@gmail.com. You can tell us.
You can send presents to. Give them your address.
Deathscographypod@gmail.com.
No, your physical mailing address.
Oh, that's
for the gifts.
Yeah, that's definitely. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. I'm moving past it, including Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you found this one.
Yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at at Iron Ray Gun. And yes, as my friend Matt Marshall recently pointed out, my Twitter handle is a play on the words of Iron Reagan, the band, and also the band Naked Ray Gun. So it's a little twist. It's so funny. He's like, I've known
you're so proud of yourself. I can see it in your face.
It took him I've had it for 5 years.
I specifically remember when I realized that it was that 2 years ago.
I was gonna say
it was several years into it, and I was like, oh god damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
You say it out loud one day, and you're just like, oh.
You're like, oh, Iron Ray Gun. Oh,
Iron Ray Gun.
Iron Ray Gun. It's like JFK saying
Iron Ray Gun.
What's your socials, Jeff?
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Despite Jeff, or you can follow Jeff Hill in the Car Bomb Sermon. You can find me on Twitter at Car Bomb Sermon.
Didn't you just put out a new song as well on that comp, or was that an old song? I'm sorry.
No, I totally did. It's on Knife Punch Records.
Knife Punch Records, yeah.
And it's a comp called Songs to Stay Home To. And it's 30-something songs by a bunch of amazing artists. All the songs were created at home in quarantine, which I thought was a really cool idea. And all the money for that, it's on Bandcamp at Knife Punch Records Bandcamp. All the money that's raised from that comp is going straight to COVID charities. So that's really cool. I put a track out on it called Cabin Fever. My friend Josh Turner from Discordia did the production work on it and the music. And then Dane Abernathy did the mixing and mastering. And I'm really excited about it. It's cool. I get to reference Home Alone in it. And the album art is definitely the fucking... the furnace from Home Alone.
Perfect.
So yeah, that's cool. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to you guys if you're still with us after the Damage episode. where we talk. I went back and listened to it, and much like how that shot of Anhesh lingers for quite a while, the three of us linger for quite a while on that discussion.
It definitely it went a while. Yeah.
So thank you guys for sticking with us through that. You know, like this is what art is. Sometimes art is dangerous.
Sometimes art is dangerous. You're absolutely right. All right. Well, that's going to do it from me and Jeff here at the Deathscography podcast. Thanks for listening.
Oh, yeah. And you'll be hearing... no, fuck it. Never mind. Fuck it. I don't know when anything is coming out in order. I don't fucking know. The goddamn bonus episode. When is that coming out?
Oh, that's going to come out...
before this thing that we're recording right now.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Hey, well, we can still talk.
I hate everything. You fucked me up with this fucking CD and this fucking box, McGuire. Podcast over.